Hey everybody, welcome back again to Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy, where the proof is in the singing. I'm continuing my series on how to sing like, and next up is Celine Dion. I got a lot of requests for this, so before we get started, if you wouldn't mind, please like and subscribe to my channel. That'd be really cool. Don't forget to ring the bell so I can keep new cool videos coming your way. And I have a singing course. The course is called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else, and you can find it right here at KenTamplinVocalAcademy.com, where I also have a singing forum there where you can join for free if you're just getting started singing, or you're an intermediate singer or an advanced singer. We have all levels going from beginner all the way to the most advanced crazy levels of singing, and negotiating all of this awesomeness of these other singers in hopes to help make you awesome at singing. So I want to go ahead and get started now. This is one extraordinary woman. Some people love her voice, some people don't love her voice, but we're going to go through the mechanics of how she sings. And I love this slogan, and I've said it a lot of times. I'm going to say it again. The slogan is a quote from Albert Einstein. And Albert Einstein said that demonstration isn't a way to teach. It's the only way to teach. And I think that's very important, because if you go to a guitar instructor, you want to know that he can actually play and physically show you how to do something. If you go to a piano instructor or whatever discipline, it could be drums, it could be a doctor showing you how to do surgery. I don't care what it is, but demonstration isn't a way to teach. It's the only way to teach. And I've been doing this How to Sing Like series now for about a decade. And within that, I've prided myself that I have actually physically demonstrated almost 1,000 videos now on my channel of how to get to these crazy places of singing in all these different styles. And not only have I demonstrated it, but I've shown you guys with proof that my students that are doing the method can also do these same crazy styles as well, in many different styles, not just one-dimensional styles. So no matter who's teaching whatever on the internet, just make sure that they actually sing themselves whole songs, not just here's a little way to get to something, or here's a little nugget here and there, a blurb, whatever those things are. This is a way to start to get to something. No, let's see that the technique they're teaching you is legit by them actually singing themselves and demonstrating with other students that sing. Very, very important. With that said, I'm choosing my student Sara Loera. We've done a couple tunes here. The first one I'm going to cue up is actually, it's called All By Myself. So it's an Air Supply song that Celine Dion covered. And Sarah's going to whip it out right here. Let's check it out, and we'll explain it as we go.
When I was young, I never needed anyone, and making love was just for fun. Those days are gone.
Good execution of that.
Living alone, I think of all the friends I've known. When I dial the telephone, nobody's home.
All right, so let's explain this. So as she's going through, now Celine Dion uses a lot of nasality in her sound. She's very pointed in her sound, very narrow and pointed and very bright, and sometimes almost a little shrill up top. Now, Ann Wilson does that too, and she's also got a lot of nasality there, and they're both fantastic singers. So I'm not dissing their style. I'm just pointing out that they use a lot of this as they sing. Donna Summer, there's a lot of amazing, especially women up high that use this sound. Axl Rose uses this sound. I've covered this a lot. Now, Barbra Streisand used this sound a lot as well. So let's remember, there's a lot of people that have been very successful at this. But so she goes in, but what I love about Celine Dion is she uses a lot of sensitivity in the low end. When I was young, I never needed anyone, and making love was just for fun. Those days are gone. So she uses a lot of sexy sensitivity and air in the sound, but then she can also get really powerful and bright on the sound with a lot of really great range, a lot of lung capacity, and holds a lot of really great notes, long whole notes. Now, as we're going through this too, there's other singers that do this. So, Mariah Carey was really good at that. Of course, Whitney Houston was awesome at this. There's a lot of, Pat Benatar was good at this. A lot of people that used a lot of air in the bottom and to get, real intimate sort of sound. Then as they kind of they cut back the air. Making love was just for fun. Now they could add more weight into the sound and make a brighter timbre in this end. Making love was just for fun. Making love was just for fun. They could add that air, but they know how to control that air and not let that air dry out the vocal folds. Very, very important. So let's continue.
Be sure.
Okay, so now after all by myself, bright tone. Now as she breaks into the second verse, she adds a little bit more weight to the sound. She doesn't sing so airy. She uses some of it to maintain the intimacy of the sound, but since there's more energy in the song, she steps into that energy and she gives us a little more voice.
Times I feel so insecure, love so distant and obscure,
very dramatic,
remains the cure.
It's a great song, man.
All by myself, don't wanna be all by myself anymore.
Okay, so, and she does some killer belting high notes at the end. I'll put this stuff in the description. We actually haven't released this song yet, so it's going to come out soon. I'm not sure if it'll come out before I could put it in the description or not, but you get the point. But so now Sara is really interesting because Sara's natural vocal timbre and her vocal Fach, remember Fach is a vocal type in German, is more like Stevie Nicks. She didn't have this kind of range. We had to work a long time on getting in this range and this tone and singing in different styles and whatnot. So Sara worked very, very hard at this doing KTVA in order to be able to get to these different places. Because if you listen to some of the Stevie Nicks stuff or some of the other stuff we've done with her, that's her more natural timbre and that's her more natural range is a lower tone. And yet at the same time, we turned around and busted out ABC, which is Michael Jackson in the early days, where he's screaming high, really high belting, bright vocal tones herself, which she had to really work hard to learn how to do. We had to grow her head voice to accommodate that. So let me move on because there's this tune, and then there's the Jennifer Rush tune that you guys remember. That was another one I use as vocal demonstrations also. So check it.
The whispers in the morning.
There's that airy sound again, right?
Lovers sleeping tight, rolling by like thunder night.
The nasality, right?
As I look in your eyes.
There's that Stevie Nicks, your eyes, right? That's more Sara is with that kind of caprino vibrato. And, now in fairness too, Celine has a very fast vibrato too. So she's kind of splitting the difference with Sarah's natural vibrato and Celine's vibrato. So
I hold on to your whole body and feel each move you make. Your voice is warm and tender, a love that I could not forsake, 'cause I'm your lady and you're my man. Whenever you reach for me.
okay, now as we're going, I want to point out, 'cause I'm your lady and you are my man. Real bright in the face whenever you reach for me, right? So now Sara has learned open throat technique, and she's actually accommodating more of a bright, nasality in the sound to sound more like Celine Dion, to be a little more authentic to the song. But that's not the healthiest sound. Now Celine gets away with it because that's the sound she's used all of her life, right, or whatever, and it's more of a natural thing for her. But notice that the sound is very narrow. It's not big and long. Sometimes, whenever you reach for me, I'll do all that I can. Right? We're going to get headed for something. Check this out.
I'll do all that I can.
Hear the nasality?
Lost is how I'm feeling, lying in your arms.
Now, if you notice, you don't notice it as much on the bottom, because when we sing lower, it's a lot more forgiving for using a lot of nasality in the sound. You can tell this too, whether it's Klaus Meine of the Scorpions, I don't care who it is, like I said, Axl Rose, even Stevie Wonder, whatever, all these different singers, Donna Summer, as they move up into their upper mid voice, that nasality really shows up a lot because they use almost their own form of twang to get them into their upper register, which she's notorious for doing. So it's those Barbara Streisand, like I said. Jennifer Hudson does it too, right?
That all ends when I'm with you. Even though there may be times it seems I'm far away.
By the way, she has some cool licks too. They're kind of unorthodox, some of her vocal runs and stuff, but they're still really cool. They're her, but they're unique. They're kind of hard to copy because she doesn't follow any normal blues R&B format. She has her own thing going on. Let me get to the chorus here so we can get to the higher stuff, and I can show you what I'm talking about.
I'll do all that I can. We're heading for something, somewhere I've never been. Sometimes I am frightened, but I'm ready to learn of the power of love.
Now, within a lot of the stuff that Celine does, she really has a great command of controlling the breath. So if you notice, Sara is pacing the breath. Sometimes I am failing, but I'm willing to learn. Takes the breath of the power of love, right? And she's got a lot of great support, abdominal strength and support, but she manages it really, really well, like Celine. Now, Celine holds some really long notes. I'm going to get to the end. Let's do this here. I'm going to go here. Where is it? Here. Got to find it. Give me 1 second. Here's the very end.
Sometimes I am frightened, but I'm ready to learn the power of love.
Okay, so now, the power of love! Right, so she's got this really nice big open tone on some of her vowels, like love, right? But for the most part, she stays really narrow on the sound and almost, like I said, very twang kind of, EH sort of sound until she opens up to the big full open throat vowels. So she kind of does a little bit of both, but mostly stays on the narrow side of stuff in nasality. So anyway, gang, I'm doing most of this by request. So if you have someone you'd like me to do how to sing like, please put that in the description and check out my next video.